by this great gathering. And we're also honored by the great support we received from our friends at 3M and 3M Aftermarket Automotive Products and the Petula family and everyone at Northern Tool and Equipment, a Minnesota original. Don't forget about the new Northern Tool and Equipment location in Minnetonka, Minnesota. Stop out for all you handy folks and make sure that you let them know how much you appreciate their continuous support. Tonight at Elko Speedway, we are lucky and honored to have three distinguished gentlemen joining us here at the Midwest Center for Speed. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce the CEO of Roush Fenway Racing. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Jack Roush. Jack, first time here at Elko Speedway. You've had nothing but great things to say. I know it's been a busy last couple of days. You guys were down in Janesville last night, then you took the flight up to Minneapolis and met with those wonderful folks at 3M, and before you came down here today, the schedule can keep a guy either young or at least on the move.
Well, it's kept me going here for about 40 years. I've been having a great time in the sport. You know, I just want to say what a great facility that Tom Ryan's got here that for you guys to come out and enjoy a nice racing with. And of course, 3M, I understand, and Northern Tool and Equipment are your hosts as well. So I feel really proud to be here with you tonight and just happy to see a great race.
And this weekend down at Chicagoland Speedway, any favorites amongst the stable of drivers and teams?
Well, I surely wouldn't bet against Greg Biffle standing behind me here.
Just so happens to be here tonight.
He's here tonight, and of course my airplane might break down. I may be hitchhiking down to Lewis University Airport with him tonight. But Greg's going to be really good. He's been tonight a couple of times this year when he's definitely been due. We've broken apart now and then. He's been involved in a couple of things that really haven't worked out. We ran out of gas the other night. And that was a big disappointment. But anyway, we're on our way, and I think that Carl will do a nice job. Matt Kentz will do a nice job. David Reagan is ready, and Jimmy Murray can win any day. So if Greg doesn't win it, I hope one of the other guys can.
How about those fans in the VIP meet and greet? The one gentleman really put you on the spot asking about the team reduction question. I must admit, you really thought well, and you came out smelling like a rose with your answer.
Well, I appreciate that, and of course, I really question whether your fingerprints were around the question in the first place.
No, Jack, no. I would never. Well, maybe a little encouragement.
Well, that was a good question. You know, there's been some. NASCAR did a good thing for us. First of all, they discriminated against us by making us go from 5 to 4, since we're the only 5-team organization. But they've given me time to get a place for a nice soft landing for my 15, and it'll wind up over with the Yates organization if we're able to keep the sponsorship for it, which I hope we will.
One last question for you. Speaking of sponsorship, with our economy being a little bit in a spiral at this time, we're not saying an upward or downward spiral, let's just agree that it's in a spiral. How hard is it to acquire new sponsorship at this time, and how hard is it to retain present sponsors?
Well, it's been a challenge to find new sponsors. We've got several new sponsors interested in coming in. First of all, let me say that the metrics that apply to NASCAR as seen by me say that it's down. T-shirt sales, ticket sales, TV viewership is down somewhere between 11 and 15%. Anybody that's looked at their 401k or has been involved in the stock market, even on the fringes, is down 30% or more. So NASCAR is a great success story in terms of the enthusiasm that the fans have shown for it, the support we got from our advertisers and our sponsors. So it's, you know, there's a number of sponsors out there that we're talking to that are anxious to come in, that want to be part of the sorting process as we make our economy leaner and meaner. And it's really an honor to talk with them, and I'm sure that we'll have some announcements before the year's over. The one thing that has happened, all the sponsors that are currently involved in the sport are anxious to have partners. And our challenge has been not keeping our sponsors, but to find the partners who are willing to pick up 20-30% of the expense, so that they can still keep the primary sponsorship on the car but are willing to share with somebody else. So making these alignments, making these strategic arrangements between sponsors have been the challenge, but we're doing very well with it.
And it's great sponsors like a couple of your partners, our friends at 3M and also Northern Tool and Equipment, that present us tonight. Jack, we greatly appreciate you joining us here at Elko Speedway. We hope this is not only your first trip, but we hope it's not your last.
Well, with an invitation next year, I'll be back.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it from Mr. Jack Roush. First driver, I would like to introduce you tonight. He's a graduate of the former NASCAR Winston Racing Series, and we had a chance to talk to Greg a little bit earlier about how he got his start and exactly where his career has gone. This young gentleman standing next to me, a former Rookie of the Year in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, a former NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series champion, former Rookie of the Year in the NASCAR Busch Series, former champion of the NASCAR Busch Series, and now one of the stars of Roush Fenway Racing on NASCAR's Sprint Cup Series, a native of Washington, and a guy that I know had a heck of a lot of fun over at Pink's All Out. You thought your secret was safe with me. It's not. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mr. Greg Biffle. Customers of mine in North Carolina said that they went to Pink's All Out and saw you out there with your Mustang. You looked like you had a new lease on life. They said the smile coming out of the car was something that only a lucky few got to see.
Yeah, I really enjoy cars, and I enjoy working on cars. And we've raced oval track my whole life and never really been to the drag strip much. So I got a few pointers from Jack and try not to make too many mistakes. But I went to the drag strip and had a little fun with the Mustang. I've done a lot of work to, and I had a great time. I wouldn't give up my day job, oval track racing, but I did have a good time at the drag strip.
Greg, this is the second time you've joined us here at Elko Speedway. A few years back, as we talked about with Sterling Marlin and the Herminator, Kenny Wallace and Travis Quapple. Raced at that time. Tonight, more of just kind of sitting back, relaxing with Mr. Roush and watching the up-and-coming rising star of Roush Fenway Racing, Mr. Darnell, do the wheeling. But thinking back a few years to your introduction to the NASCAR Winston Racing Series, or as we know it now as the NASCAR Whelen All-American Series, how valuable was the experience that you picked up at that time?
Well, I mean, racing on Friday and Saturday night was where I gained all my experience at. To be able to go, NASCAR racing and Sprint Cup Series and trucks and everywhere. So, I just decided I'd let Eric race tonight. Instead of hogging all that time, I let him get behind the wheel for a little bit and take these cars for a spin. So I'm going to get a chance to sit back and watch a little bit. But, it was very valuable for me growing up racing on Friday, Saturday night. I miss it a lot. I enjoy coming out and, seeing facilities like this. And seeing fans support local racing, because it's really important, and family-oriented sport. People can come out and have a good time and see a lot of action.
Second half of the season for the 16 3M Ford Fusion. What do you guys have up your sleeve to make sure that you make it back into the chase for the championship?
Well, certainly we're going to have to pick our game up a little bit. Our last 3 weeks haven't been, merit of where we've run the whole season, and we feel like Chicago, we can get back to victory lane, or at least the top 5, and we need a few more top 5s, and we'll really secure a spot in the chase. And then we're going to have to really do our homework and be, really tough like we were last year, and hopefully come out and win some races prior to the chase to get some points. But also when the chase comes, we want to win the championship this year. And we're working hard at it. We're not going to give up, and just continue to do the best we can.
And you got great support from a great Minnesota company by the name of 3M, so we know even on race night a little bit of Greg Biffle always remains in Minnesota. Greg, we appreciate you joining us here tonight.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Greg Biffle, the pride of Beach Park, Illinois. Former competitor in NASCAR's AutoZone Elite Series, both the Midwest, also the Southeast, the Southwest, the Northwest. You had the United States covered back in the day, so to speak. A couple of times you might have seen this guy on TV before he joined Roush Fenway Racing. That was in the search for Driver X, finishing second to Todd Cleaver. But you got a little redemption the next year when Discovery Channel brought you back, and the folks at Roush Racing, their eyes were opened up. He has had tremendous success, 2 career wins in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. And at the end of the 2008 season, he was phoned by Mr. Jack Roush saying, how would you like to go racing in NASCAR's Nationwide Series in 2009? And it didn't take long for the answer yes to come out. The driver of the number 6 Northern Tool and Equipment Ford Fusion in NASCAR's Nationwide Series, please welcome Mr. Eric Darnell. I think Fredrickson was fine in what he did.
I think so too. He's gonna make me look bad. He gives me his other car. He goes out and gets fast time. So I think he gave me a pretty good car. I haven't really had a chance to practice it yet, but we're gonna have some fun tonight.
You know, it's got to be refreshing, like Greg said, thinking back to the days when you were running Friday and Saturday nights and just getting involved and having a lot of great local support like we do here tonight. Time away from the NASCAR Nationwide Series obviously is kind of at a premium. This year maybe a little bit more with you running a part-time schedule, but at the same time, nights like this where you get a chance knowing that points aren't at stake, you don't have to worry about anything other than getting out and having fun and maybe racing for a win, that's got to be refreshing for you.
It is, and I really miss doing this kind of stuff. The local short track racing scene is where I grew up racing. I grew up running late models in northeastern Illinois, quite a bit throughout Wisconsin, and actually got up to Elko a couple times too early on in my career. And it's something I really enjoy doing. It's a lot of fun. You get to come out here, like you said, no points, no pressure, just race. You know, Danny's got a good car ready for me, I think. We'll find out when.
I think that's sandbagging on his part.
I think so too. But this is something I really enjoy doing. I just don't get the opportunity to do it as much as I'd like to. You know, last year I ran the Slinger Nationals, and usually get to do that every year, but I don't think I'm going to get to this year. So this is probably going to be it. So we're going to make the most of it.
You know, Robin's racing, so you can have a lot of good racing fun since it's not your car tonight.
That's not very nice.
I'm just throwing it out there for conversation's sake, not trying to put a bug in your ear.
No, but come on, all these guys work hard on these cars, this local level. I can't go out there and take them, guys. That wouldn't be very nice.
Nobody ever said that life was going to be fair or easy, did they? It has been an awesome day. We appreciate everybody's support. Ladies and gentlemen, if you had an opportunity to join us for our meet and greet tonight, you found out what class acts and what true gentlemen of the sport of auto racing Mr. Jack Roush, Mr. Greg Biffle, and Mr. Eric Darnell are. At this time, one great round of applause for our three special guests. Once again, Mr. Jack Roush, Greg Biffle, and Eric Darnell, our friends, and Roush Speedway Racing, courtesy of 3M and Northern Tillman Equipment.
for Eric Darnell. Out of Burnsville, next to the 91 of Dustin Sargent.